Dear students, good morning. Jai Swaminarayan. Welcome to our video lecture. Today we are going to complete section F. Students, our today's agenda is to complete section F. We already have done the sum of tabulation in section F. So students will complete similar type of sums at a stretch, what I told. So today students, we are going to do section F. We start with the first one. A sample of 25 lenses is selected from a day's production of a company manufacturing eye lens. The thickness in millimeter, eye lens has thickness in millimeter of this selected lenses are as under. Distribute them into 5 classes of equal length. So the first part of the sum is to distribute the given observations into 5 classes of equal length. And for that, students, as usual, to find the range of the data, what is the relation between the range, number of classes K and class length C? We have that C into K greater than or equal to R. So students, let us start with section F, answer 1. Here, what is XH and what is XL is very important, students, for us. The highest observation is 1.5 to 8. The highest observation is 1.5 to 8 millimeter, and students, the lowest observation is 1.505. Only see the last 2 digits because 1.5 is common, so 1.505, that is the lowest. 1.505 millimeter. So range of the data, range of the data is R is equal to XH minus XL. 1.528 minus 1.515. So the range is 0. You can say 0 to 3 millimeter. This I suppose all of you easily understand. Now we have to keep 5 classes according to given number of classes. K is equal to 5. So class length C is equal to range divided by number of classes 0.023 divided by 5. So this turns out to be approximately, students, 0.0046. 0046. So roughly we can keep class length as 0.005. Because we never generally keep class length in, you can say, odd multiples. Means either it is a multiple of 5, 10, 2, 4, like that. So, in this sum, students, first of all, what we have done, then we can say we have found out the range by locating XH and XL, and we are told in the question that we have to distribute this into 5 classes. So we are given that number of classes are, students, K is equal to 5. Correspondingly, we have, you can say, let us take the relation C into K. C is how much? 0.005 into 5 will be 0.025, and that is greater than or equal to range, which is 0.023. So C into K greater than or equal to R is, that is 5. C into K greater than or equal to R, students, is definitely satisfied. Okay, now students, we go for the frequency distribution. We always give an appropriate title. So this is frequency distribution of lenses selected from a day's production of a company. So we write frequency distribution of 25 lenses selected from a day's production. Selected from a day's production of a company. Okay. So, frequency distribution of, you can say, 25 lenses selected from a day's production of a company for thickness in millimeter. Correct. Now students, glasses, telemarks and F5. If I border the table, it will be in this form. We have to prepare only 5 classes. Classes, telemarks and F5. Okay, students, will make a little bit wider column for classes as we have to write in decimal. Okay. Now, the minimum observation is 1.515. This is our answer. So we start from that itself, students, isn't it? So 1.515 to 1.510. As such, no instructions. So we'll go for exclusive 1.505 to 1.510. We are going for exclusive classes. Generally, if class length is small, you always go for exclusive. And if you can say class length is bigger or range is wide, I should say rather than class length. If range is small, you always prefer exclusive. Even you can make inclusive, students. There is no such rule. Then 1.510 to 1.515, then 1.515 to 1.520, then 1.520 to 1.525, and last 1.525 to 1.530. And then students, we have total. Students, we are not instructed. So be careful. You can even go for inclusive. There is no such rule. But generally, whenever range is less, we go for exclusive. Now, telemarks and all, students, I leave for you to complete. So I have already predetermined the frequency at 5, 3, 6, 5, 3, 6. Last two frequencies are 7 and 4. 7 and 4. So this total comes out to be 8 and 16. 8 and 6, 14. 14 and 11, 25. So this is our required frequency distribution. Now students, if the company decides that lenses having thickness less than 1.510, less than 1.510 means in exclusive, you know, upper limit of a class is included in the next class. So less than 1.510 means 5. And more than 5 to 5. More than 5 to 5 are considered as defective, then what percent of the lenses in the sample are defective? Less than 1.510 is this, and more than 1.525 is this. As such, 1.525 is already included here, students, but I think students we have to consider this as upper limit, because more than 1.525 is, you can say, this particular frequency. So it should be more than or equal to. So if the lens is having thickness less than 1.510 is definitely 5, but and more than or equal to 1.525 is 4, then what percentage of lens are defective? Students, here 1.525 is included because upper limit of a class is always included in the next class, but it is considered. So, what percentage of the lens are defective? Here be careful, 1.525 is included. You have to consider more than or equal to 1.525. Now percentage, total and percentage. 25 is 100%. So 9 is how much? 9 into 100 divided by 25. 25 is 25 4. So the answer is 36%. What is the answer, students? 36%. Again, I am telling, we have to include, students, 1.525. Otherwise, students, it will be difficult to get. Because in the last class, 1.525 to 1.530 are included. So you modify the question and understand like this: more than or equal to 1.525 are considered as defective, then what percent of lens in the sample are defective, students? Whenever the sum is in decimal, students, don't get irritated. I know most of you are allergic to decimals, but there is nothing to worry. So the final answer you should write 36% of the lens are defective. Answer of the question: 36% of the manufactured lenses are defective based on the given criteria. Okay, students, now let us do sum number 2 of section F. Students, we are doing sum number 2 of section F. Now, students, the sum is as follows. The data related to variation in the price of a share for 30 days in share market are as under. So share market is booming these days. Prepare an exclusive continuous classification having class limit of one of the classes as 18.5 to 20.5, already given, students. So for range, we have to locate the highest and the lowest value. Minimum value is 10.5 and the maximum value is 20.8. Okay. Answer 2. Here XL is 10 point, how much exactly, students? It is 10.5 and maximum is 20.8. 10.5 rupees and X edge is 20.8 rupees. So range R is equal to XH minus XL. 20.8 minus 10.5. So this is 10.3 rupees. Okay students, here we are told that prepare an exclusive continuous classification having class limits of one of the classes as 18.5 to 20.5. Okay. So minimum value is 10.5. So I can start a class with 10.5. Now given class is 18.5 to 20.5, where class length is 2. Class length is 2. So let us check how many classes shall we take. Number of classes K. Suppose students, if I take 5 classes, then 5 into 2, 10, that is less than 10. So I will take 6 classes, so that C into K is greater than or equal to R. 2 into 6 is 12, and that is greater than or equal to 10.3. Now, so what we are doing is preparing the frequency distribution. So, exclusive frequency distribution of variation in share price of variation in share price for 30 days. Isn't it? Exclusive showing variation of share price for 30 days in a share market. Okay, students. So, the first column we made is of classes, telemarks, and F5. Now, students, if I start the classes from 10.5, then the first class will be 10.5 to 12.5. We will go for exclusive 12.5 to 14.5, 14.5 to 16.5, 16.5 to 18.5, 18.5 to 20.5 already given, 20.5 to 22.5. So these are the 6 classes, students, which we have already prepared. And the last column will be total. Okay. Now, students, telemarks, all of you can do on your own. So I am directly writing the frequencies, and the frequencies are 268, 268, then it is 482, 482, and this total comes out to be 30. This much is very easy, students. Now, based on this, students, we have to give answers, and these answers are very, very important. On the basis of this frequency distribution, answer the following questions. What is the mid value of the 4th class? Okay, students. Our 4th class is this. This is the 4th class. So answer 1, mid value of 4th class is 16.5 plus 18.5 divided by 2. So, if I total this, then 17 plus 18, 35 divided by 2. So, how much? 17.5. This is the bid value of the fourth class. Find the number of days during which the price of share is at the most 16.5. At the most 16.5, students. All of you pay attention. So less than or equal to 16.5. So I have to add how many frequencies. Then the answer is 268. Now here also an ambiguity, students. 16.5 is included in this. So if I add the frequencies 2, 6 and 8, then the answer is 16. But you can exactly check also, students, that we don't have any observation, students, which is exactly equal to 16.5. Now students, pay attention. You should understand the meaning of at the most and at least. At the most, I say, you have to waste at the most 3 hours at home. Means you have to maximum waste 3 hours, otherwise less. So at the most means that value or less, and at least means that value or more. I say you have to at least practice 20 sums per day. So 20 or more, you can practice 20, 25, 27, but you cannot practice 19 sums. So at the most means that much or less, that value and you go left. At least means that value and you go right. So even if you count verbally, students, the answer should come as 16. So the answer is 2 plus 6 plus 8, and that is 16. And number of days during which the price of share is at least 19.5. So 19.5 or more you have to count. Students, you have to count verbally this, and the answer comes out to be 6 days. Answer 3, that answer comes out to be 6 days, and this answer is 16 days. You can count also verbally the observation. How many observations are 19.5 or more? Then you will get the answers to it. So here, the last two answers you can count verbally also from the given data instead of finding those answers, students, from frequency distribution. Okay, students. So try to understand, try to concentrate. Last two answers means answers 2 and 3, students, you can easily do on the basis of observation also, students. For your understanding, students, pay attention that we are parting the lecture. I am giving lecture in parts so that first two sums you understand. Again you can see the second part of the lecture and understand questions 3 and 4. So here I conclude the first part of the lecture. Second part of the lecture will be